You know, in life we are often making some pretty big decisions based on a few sound vibrations from another person. For example, when I was 20 years old, I remember singing a song, and I was a drama student at the time, and one of my classmates said, "Oh, Daniel, has anyone ever told you you've got a really nice voice?" And I kind of inwardly puffed out my chest and said, "No." And he said, "Ah, well, I'm not surprised." And I deflated like a popped balloon. See, that little joke had left a big impression on me. And I used to blame that person for popping my bubble. But he wasn't to blame. Was it insensitive? Perhaps, perhaps not, but that's a judgment. All it was a bunch of sound vibrations. But I created a meaning around it. I created a meaning which was, I cannot sing. I should not sing. This is not something I should do. And as a result of that, I didn't sing. Other than with my flatmate in bad singing competitions or in the shower. But I never sang with other people round. Not for the joy of it. And then in 2004, when Gurudev first came to New Zealand, suddenly I found myself in a car full of about 10 people en route to see Gurudev, and we were all in such bliss. We were all cramped up like sardines in a tin can, and we just started singing bhajans, and I started singing, and I started singing some of the old gospel songs that I'd learnt way back in the day in drama school. First time ever. And again, someone said something, gave me some feedback, said, "Daniel, you know, you should sing at satsangs." But I don't just mean sing at satsangs, I mean you should lead satsangs. And this person giving me the feedback was a singer-songwriter herself. And this was the opposite feedback of what I just experienced. Now, what was precious about this experience was that it wasn't her words that encouraged me to sing again. That had started happening spontaneously anyway through grace. But through that occurrence, it was like there had been a completion, an end bracket of that original impression that had been laid 12 years earlier as a 20-year-old drama student, 22-year-old drama student. So, sound vibrations can change the direction of a life, for the positive or the negative. And what was to occur in the years afterwards was that we were to start up satsangs at our own home. And to this day, for the last 8 years, apart from a little brief hiatus when there was a pandemic and a lockdown, we have done satsangs almost every week on a Friday at 7 o'clock, where I've led song after song after song. As I've gone deeper into spiritual practices, more talents dawn. My voice has changed completely. I can do things with my voice I did not used to be able to do. But more importantly than that, even though that were not true, what's important is this. I realized in 2004 that what people say to us is not important. It doesn't mean anything. And people say it for all sorts of reasons, because they want to sound clever, because they themselves had something similar said to them. And most of the time they never mean to cause any damage or any harm. And they don't, because no one can ever cause harm to your consciousness, because consciousness is pure and unharmable. But we catch on and we latch on to people's words. We make it mean something that it doesn't, and then we blame other people for the freedom which we then choose not to experience. And when we're conscious, so there is a choice. And what happens very naturally is when you do things which elevate your energy levels, which raise your prana, which place you on the slipstream of grace, talents spontaneously dawn, and old impressions and events and words which no longer serve spontaneously drop. Such is the hand of grace. So, that's why the enlightened ones say, you do not know who you are. You think you know who you are? You do not. You think you're someone who can do X, Y, and Z, but not A, B, and C? You have no idea. Don't assume there is anything which you do not have the capacity to do.